Are we rolling? Yes, we are. What's up, guys? It's McKinley, Crain here, and today I'm going to be doing my spoiler-free movie review of the movie that I just saw earlier today, which is the 2021 historical biopic drama, which is Judas and the Black Messiah. And just in case you're wondering, no, this is not actually about the Messiah. And this movie is not comparing any of the characters to the actual Messiah. The reason why it's called Judas and the Black Messiah is because one of the characters from the movie referred to one of the main characters as a black messiah of some sort when he was talking about him. So basically, and a lot of betrayal. There's a lot of betrayal in this movie. So basically, that's where the name Judas and the Black Messiah comes from for this movie. It was a very bizarre choice of a name for this movie. It was a very, I'm gonna say it again. That was a very bizarre choice for a name for this movie. But anyway, I love this movie. I didn't think I was gonna love it as much as I ended up loving it. As much as I ended up loving it. It exceeded my expectations a little bit. I expected to love it, but not as much as like I said, ended up loving it. I'm going to say it a third time. Anyway, so this is a drama film that stars Lakeith Steinfeld as William O'Neill. And this movie is based on a true story, by the way. And William O'Neill is a car thief. Well, he gets arrested for stealing cars in the late 1960s in Chicago, Illinois. And basically, he makes a deal with the police to just kind of be like a cop with no pay, like an FBI investigator with no pay, and spy for them. And basically his job is to basically go spy for the FBI, go and pose as a member of the Black Panther Party and spy for the FBI, if you know what I mean. And basically, at that time, the leader of the Black Panther Party at that time was Fred Hampton, who's played by Daniel Kaluuya. I think that's how you pronounce his last name in this movie. And basically, this movie tells the story of how William O'Neill avoided getting caught by the leaders of the Black Panther Party for being a spy, or in slang terms, a rat for the FBI. And it's a really good movie. It had some really great performances in it. It had some really strong acting in it, and some really memorable performances in it. I think that the best performance would have to be from Daniel Kaluuya, however you pronounce his last name, as Fred Hampton. Daniel Kaluuya. Like I've seen is a great actor, and I've seen like I've seen him in Black Mirror, and I've seen a couple. Wait, and I've seen like another movie with him in it, and I might have seen like another movie with him in it. I don't know, but like I've liked what he's done in the past and what he's been in the past. Um, and This movie did not disappoint. It was a great movie. He was excellent in this movie. His performance felt realistic, which was very fitting for this type of movie and for this movie in general. And his performance was just very convincing, and he looks like he's actually like giving his best to try to like give as like realistic a performance as he possibly could. And yeah, he gives the best performance in this movie in my opinion. But the rest of the cast is also great. Um, Lakeith Steinfeld also gives a great performance as William O'Neill. And let me just say that most of the characters in this movie, these people are like based off of actual people with the same names. Like the characters in this movie are based off of actual people with the same names. So, like no character in this movie is really like um well, not sure if I can say that about every character, but the majority of the characters in here are like, not entirely like, since they're based off of real people, they're like not entirely like, good or bad. Like, there are some characters with some really, like bad stuff about them, and, some good stuff about them. And the bad stuff about these characters in this movie, isn't justified or anything. There's some, the even the main character in this movie doesn't make the best decisions in a few parts of this movie. And same goes with a lot of the other characters in this movie. But that's this movie isn't trying to like justify what those characters are doing. Um. Well. And then there are just the characters in this movie that are just downright evil, and yeah, those are also based off of real people. But you know, I'm not entirely sure I can say that like everybody in this movie is like, um, well, you'll just have to see the movie to see what I'm saying. Like I'm saying, like what I'm saying is not everyone in this movie, like in my opinion, the majority of the people in this movie, in my opinion, you can't like group them into like one category of like entirely good or entirely bad, because a lot of characters make bad decisions and like have like flawed beliefs and stuff like that. Uh, but you know these are based off of real people. Um, and it's got real themes in it. Like it's got like actual like actual like realistic themes like racism. Like yeah, that's a very common theme that you know we've been in, we've been having to. Racism is a very common like common problem that we've been like having all over the world forever. And yeah, so this movie kind of handles it and in a very like respectful and careful way. um okay, what I mean by that is, this movie like basically handles like the handles like basically it takes it's what I'm saying is this movie has anti-racism messages that it handles in very respectful and careful ways. Um, yeah, so this is an anti-racist movie, and that's great. Anyway, um, and this movie is just great. It's the acting is electrifying, the editing is awesome. Um, the the acting is awesome. Like I just have to say that again because it is awesome. Awesome. This is a very thrilling. It's a very compelling movie. Um, it's a very gripping movie. Um, you know, it's a very like it can be a very emotional movie. And the ending is really shocking and intense and emotional. And this movie is really good at making you feel what emotions the characters in the movie are feeling. Like you can kind of like feel what they're going through. Like when a character like is sad because of some sort of loss, like you can feel that, and you can feel their pain. And this is just a great movie. It's not a perfect movie. Nothing in this movie is perfect, but everything in this movie is great. There's nothing wrong with this movie at all. Anyway, I'm gonna give this movie an 86% out of 100%, which is the equivalent of an A minus. Like, subscribe, join the notification squad. I will return.